What if the smallest coin in your pocket could be hiding the biggest secret? Today's video is all about 6 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins from the United States of America. These pennies may look ordinary, but collectors know that dates, mint marks, and tiny design details can turn simple change into something special. Some of these coins feature large date varieties, others carry small D mint marks, and a few show the famous FG initials on the reverse side. Even coins with light scratches or signs of circulation can still have real collector value. So don't go anywhere. One of these 6 Lincoln pennies might surprise you. Top 1. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected leaders in American history. By 1960, the design featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, the initials VDB at the bottom of the memorial. This era represents pre-1982 copper pennies, which are already more valuable than modern zinc pennies. Even though millions were minted, collectors look for large date versus small date varieties, die cracks, doubling or min errors, full copper weight, 3.11 grams, unusual wear or planchet errors. Sometimes scratches or damage can still be valuable if linked to mint errors or rare varieties. Many people think damaged coins have no value. That's not always true. A scratched coin may still be valuable if it has a rare date variety, it shows mint errors, it has wrong planchet or strike issues, it is part of a known collectible batch. However, damage caused after circulation usually lowers value unless paired with rarity. Today's market value. Approximate market values for 1960 no mint mark Lincoln cent. Damaged/scratched, 50 to 80 cents. Fine to very fine, $1 to $2. Uncirculated, $8 to $15. Rare error/variety, $70 to $500 plus. Prices change depending on demand, errors, and grading. Collector demand and future value. Collectors are actively searching for pre-1982 copper pennies, Lincoln Memorial era coins, error and variety cents, coins still found in circulation. As copper prices rise and collectors grow, even common dates are gaining attention. How to check your coin. Before selling or discarding your penny, use a magnifying glass. Weigh the coin. 3.11 g equals copper. Compare large versus small date. Check online auction results. Consider professional grading. That small, scratched 1960 Lincoln penny in your pocket might be more interesting than you think. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, old money, and hidden values, next coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1965, the obverse still showed Lincoln's portrait. The reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial. The initials VDB appeared at the base of the memorial. The year 1965 is important because it falls during a period when the U.S. government was adjusting coin production due to metal shortages and rising costs. Why the 1965 Lincoln penny is interesting. Even though 1965 pennies were minted in large numbers, collectors look for pre-1982 copper composition, die cracks and strike errors, doubled letters or numbers, sharp details in circulated coins. A very fine condition coin, even with light scratches, still holds collector interest if details remain strong. Very fine means Lincoln's facial features are clear, hair and coat lines are visible, major lettering is sharp. Scratches may reduce value slightly, but they do not automatically make a coin worthless. If the coin has minimal damage, retains original copper color, shows no heavy corrosion, it can still be collectible. Today's market value. Estimated market values for a 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, scratched/circulated, 25 to 50 cents. Very fine condition, $1 to $2. Uncirculated, $8 to $12. Rare error varieties, $70 to $300 plus. Prices depend on condition, demand, and error type. Collectors are increasingly interested in copper pennies, 1960s era U.S. coins, Lincoln Memorial designs, coins still found in circulation. As fewer copper pennies remain in circulation, demand continues to grow. To evaluate your coin, use a magnifying glass. Weigh it, should be 3.11 grams. Look for doubling or cracks. Compare with online auction sales. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can destroy collector value. That scratched 1965 Lincoln penny in your collection could still hold value, especially to collectors who appreciate history and copper coin's next coin. This coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, issued by the United States of America. Year, 1966. Denomination, 1 cent penny. Mint mark. No mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. Metal composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Designer, Victor D. Brenner. Condition, fine, scratched. Reverse detail, FG initials on the right side of the Lincoln Memorial. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during this period do not carry a mint mark. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1966, America was facing rising metal costs, increased coin demand, heavy circulation use. Despite high mintages, these coins represent an important era in U.S. history, just before major changes in U.S. coin metals. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial is shown. The letters FG stand for Frank Gasparro, the designer of the reverse. FG appears on the right side of the memorial, near the base. Collectors always check clear FG initials, sharp memorial lines, strike quality. Strong FG visibility increases collector interest. A scratched coin does not always lose all value. This coin is classified as fine condition, meaning Lincoln's portrait is still visible. Major lettering remains readable. Memorial structure is identifiable. Scratches reduce grade, but do not erase historical or collector value. Today's market value. Approximate market values for a 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, scratched/fine, 30 to 80 cents. Very fine, $1 to $2. Uncirculated, $8 to $13. Error varieties, $70 to $200 plus. Prices depend on condition, demand, and error presence. Collector demand and future value collectors today are actively searching for pre-1982 copper pennies, 1960s Lincoln cents, coins with visible FG details, older circulated copper coins. As copper becomes more valuable, collector demand continues to rise. How to check your 1966 penny. Before selling, use magnification. Weight should be 3.11 grams. Compare with auction listings. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently damage value. That scratched 1966 Lincoln penny in your collection might not be just pocket change. It's a piece of American history. Next coin. This coin is officially called the Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, issued by the United States of America. Year, 1972. Denomination, 1 cent penny. Mint mark, small d, Denver Mint. Date type, large date. Metal composition, 95% copper, 5% zinc and tin. Designer, Victor D. Brenner, obverse. Reverse designer, Frank Gasparro. Condition, scratched, rusty. Reverse detail, FG initials visible. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1972, but varieties and condition details make some coins more desirable. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1972, the U.S. economy was changing. Inflation was rising. Copper prices were increasing. Coins were heavily circulated. This period is important because 1972 pennies are still full copper, unlike later zinc issues. The large date variety shows thicker and taller numbers in 1972, a more open look compared to small date versions. The small D mint mark appears below the date, indicates the Denver Mint is carefully examined by collectors for size and placement. Varieties like these are always checked closely for errors and die differences. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial is clearly visible. The letters FG stand for Frank Gasparo, the reverse designer. FG appears on the right side of the memorial, near the base. Collectors look for clear FG initials, strong memorial lines, unusual strike patterns. Even on worn coins, visible FG adds collector interest. Many people ask, is a rusty penny worthless? The answer is not always. Rust and scratches lower the grade, but value can remain if the coin is pre-1982 copper. The date and mint mark are clear. There are varieties or errors. The coin has strong details. Rust usually comes from environmental damage, but collectors still study such coins. Today's market value. Estimated values for a 1972 large date, small d Lincoln penny. Scratched/rusty. $0.50, 80 cents. Fine to very fine. $1, $3. Uncirculated. $8, $18. Error or variety examples. $80, $500 plus. Prices depend on condition, rarity, errors, and collector demand. Collectors today focus on copper pennies, 1970s Lincoln cents, mint mark varieties, coins still found in circulation. As fewer copper pennies remain, collector interest continues to grow. Before selling or ignoring your coin, use a magnifying glass. Weigh it. Should be 3.11 grams. Compare large date versus other varieties. Check online auction results. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently destroy collector value. Next coin. This coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, issued by the United States of America. Year, 1973. Denomination, 1 cent penny. Mint mark, small d Denver Mint. Date type, large date. Metal composition, 95% copper, 5% zinc and tin. Obverse designer, Victor D. Brenner. Reverse designer, Frank Gasparo. Condition, very fine, lightly scratched. Reverse detail, FG initials visible. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1973, but specific varieties and condition quality are what collectors look for. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1973, the U.S. was experiencing economic changes, rising copper prices, heavy coin circulation. Coins from this era are part of the classic copper penny period, which ended in 1982. The large date variety features thicker and taller numbers, a bold appearance of 1973. The small D mint mark appears below the date, identifies the Denver Mint, is carefully examined by collectors for placement and size. Collectors often search these coins for die varieties or doubling. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design dominates. The letters FG stand for Frank Gasparo, the reverse designer. FG is located on the right side of the memorial. A clear FG is a sign of a strong strike, which increases collector interest. Very fine condition means Lincoln's portrait remains sharp. Hair and facial features are clear. Major lettering is readable and bold. Light scratches reduce grade slightly, but do not eliminate collector value. Today's market value. Estimated market values for a 1973 large date. Small D Lincoln penny. Very fine, lightly scratched. $0.8/$1. Extra fine. $2 $4. Uncirculated. $7 $15. Rare error varieties. $40 $300 plus. Actual value depends on condition, demand, and rarity. Collector demand and future potential. Collectors are increasingly interested in pre-1982 copper pennies, 1970s Lincoln cents, mint mark varieties. Coins still found in circulation. As copper values rise, interest in these pennies continues to grow. How to check your 1973 penny. To evaluate your coin, use a magnifying glass. Weight should be 3.11 grams. Compare large date examples. Check online auction listings. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently reduce value. This coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, issued by the United States of America. Year: 1974. Denomination: 1 cent penny. Mint mark: small d, Denver Mint. Date style: large date. Metal composition: 95% copper, 5% zinc and tin. Obverse designer: Victor D. Brenner. Reverse designer: Frank Gasparo. Condition: very fine, lightly scratched. Reverse detail: FG initials on the right side of the Lincoln Memorial. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1974, but condition and details make the difference. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1974, the United States was experiencing rising inflation, increasing copper prices, heavy use of coins in everyday life. This makes 1974 pennies part of the classic copper era, before major metal changes in U.S. coins. The large date variety of 1974 shows bold and thick numbers, a strong, open appearance of the date. The small D mint mark appears just below the date, indicates the Denver Mint is carefully examined by collectors for size, shape, and placement. Collectors often search these coins for die varieties and striking differences. On the front side, Abraham Lincoln's portrait is centered and well-defined. Facial details such as the hair, nose, and jawline are visible. The word liberty and date remain clear. A centered strike with clear details is a strong sign of a well-preserved coin, even with light scratches. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial is clearly visible. The initials FG stand for Frank Gasparo, the reverse designer. FG appears on the right side of the memorial, near the base. Clear FG initials show a good strike, which collectors appreciate. Very fine condition means strong portrait details, readable lettering, moderate where only on high points. Light scratches reduce grades slightly, but do not destroy collector interest, especially for copper coins from the 1970s. Today's market value. Estimated market values for a 1974 large date, small D Lincoln penny. Very fine, lightly scratched $0.50, $1. Extra fine, $1 $3. Uncirculated, $5 $15. Rare error or variety, $40 $300 plus. Actual prices depend on condition, rarity, and collector demand. Collectors continue to look for pre-1982 copper pennies, 1970s Lincoln cents, mint mark varieties, coins still found in circulation. As copper becomes more valuable, interest in these coins keeps growing. How to check your 1974 penny, 1120 to 1220, before selling or ignoring your coin. Use a magnifying glass. Check weight. 3.11 grams equals copper. Compare large date examples. Review recent auction sales. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently reduce value. That lightly scratched 1974 Lincoln penny could be more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, old U.S. money, hidden values in everyday change, sure, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. For more updates,